Welcome to another episode of First Down by Coach Tools. Today I have Coach CJ Cain from Barton College. Thanks for coming on, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So Coach Cain, he is the offensive line and run game coordinator over at Barton College. And he's had a few years of college coaching experience and also playing experience. And I'm sorry, Coach, what's the name of your college again?
We are talking about where I played at or where?
Yeah, your alma mater.
Yes, Catawba College in Salisbury, North Carolina.
Okay. So yeah, Coach Cain, he's over the past few years has especially become an offensive line specialist. So to kind of kick things off, Coach, can you just share with the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So local North Carolina guy, born and raised, went to high school here, went to college about 20 minutes from my hometown. Played there for 4 years from 2013 through 2017. Played guard, center, won a conference championship, went to the playoffs, was part of some really special teams, played in some big games, had a lot of fun, made a lot of good memories. After I got done playing college football, got into high school coaching right after graduation. Coached high school football for 3 years, 2 years in North Carolina, 1 year in Pennsylvania, during the heart of COVID, which was eventful, as most people probably already know. And then starting January 2021, I got into college coaching, got my first opportunity at Quincy University, Division II school in Quincy, Illinois. Was there for a little bit as a graduate assistant, and then went from there to Stonehill College, that at the time was a Division II in Easton, Massachusetts. They've since transitioned to FCS, and then got to Barton in March of last year. So going on my second full season, but yeah.
Cool. So where in Pennsylvania did you coach that high school team?
I was at Saucon Valley High School in Hellertown, PA. So I live
Oh,
in
no way.
Hellertown.
I'm from Westchester, so I'm right down the street. That's
Oh
why.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, small world. So for obviously having a successful college career, can you talk about some of the lessons that you learned as a player that might have transitioned to coaching?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, uh, one of the first things you learn is time management. You think you have all this time in the world when you check in that first day at camp, and then all of a sudden your day's planned out for you, and you realize, hey, I got to budget my time wisely. Whatever free time I have, needs to go towards something productive or getting some rest or things like that. So that's helped me transition into a coaching role because if you come in at 7 a.m. for a meeting and you still have a staff meeting, you have offensive, defensive, positional meetings. You still have to prep for practice. You still have to game plan. You still have to do all those things. At the end of the day, we all have the same 24 hours, but you got to learn how to budget that time wisely. So, that was one of the biggest lessons I got from being a player was just how to do those things.
Yeah.
The other thing I learned was how to operate and communicate with people that have different backgrounds as me. Being a small town kid in North Carolina, and then I've got friends that are from schools that were 4 times my size, and guys from Georgia, Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, all across the East Coast that I played with in college. So, we all come from different walks of life and have different stories and different reasons that we do what we do. And it's the same thing in coaching. Just along our staff, we have guys that have been coordinators at the FCS level, the Division II level, Division III level, guys who were as players were All-Americans in their respective position, coaches that have won multiple championships and done different things at different levels. But we all have different stories. We all come from a different place. We have a different upbringing. So, hanging out in a staff meeting and talking about things is no different than being in a locker room. As a player, you talk about things, you joke around a little bit, but you learn how to read each other and communicate and respect boundaries and do all those things. So I think those are the two biggest things that being a player helped or taught me when I got into coaching.
Got it. So I'm sure that definitely like coming from a specific background like that probably posed some challenges. So can you talk about maybe some of your early days and some advice that you would have for a coach that's similar to you, and how maybe just give a roadmap to ease some of those challenges or potential challenges?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest challenges I had, being a player, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You just kind of show up day to day, and the practice plan's ready and your drill work's prepared and the drills are set up and everything's organized and you just do as you're told. The first time I had to sit down and plan my individual and plan inside run and plan our blitz pickup periods, was different. The first time I had to sit down and watch film and watch it for a different reason, and how to break film and how to watch film and how to take good notes, were all big things that were transitions for me. At the high school level, I was blessed to work with some good guys. And we had bigger staffs, so it didn't all fall on one person. Uh, and then since you get in the college level, you're responsible for your position group. So uh, you have to be a little bit more in depth with what you do. I know at my high school experiences, we two platooned everybody, so
Yeah.
you're watching the full game and taking the full notes and doing everything because you had to be prepared for both sides. Where now I just have to watch the opposing team's defense and get notes and be ready to roll and be able to present good ideas and things like that. As far as a roadmap, you know my path's unconventional. Uh, I didn't know I wanted to get into coaching until going into my last semester of college. I did an internship with my offensive line coach. He had stepped down and taken a high school head coaching position. So I did an internship with him over that summer. Uh, originally just doing it for class because I needed the credits and stuff and all that. And 2-3 days in, fell in love with it. So I went to high school coaching and then went to college, and I had zero connections when I went to college or got into college coaching. I for lack of better terms, goofed around a little bit my first semester of college and kind of set myself back. So I had to build it back. And grad school is always something I wanted to do, but grad schools were picky on who they were letting in, and not that I wasn't qualified or ready to do it. Sometimes you just get told no. But then my first college head coach, Coach Bass, had reached out to me randomly in February of 2020. We connected over Twitter, realized we went to the same school. He was, 5-6 years older than me. But we went to the same school and had the same kind of connection. He was a North Carolina guy. I was a North Carolina guy. And it kind of comes full circle because he helped me get this job here at Barton because he played for our head coach.
Oh, no way.
And then I was recruited by our head coach prior to him pursuing a different opportunity. So it was kind of a full circle thing. But he had reached out to me in February and was like, hey, like, ready to connect, love meeting Catawba guys. He's like, I'd love to get you out here, but we just hired a GA. And I was like, all right, all good. Just keep me in mind. And then right after Thanksgiving, get another text. Hey man, do you want to come be a GA? So And I never met the guy, couldn't tell you who he was, but we shared some similarities. We had good conversations over the phone and through text and things like that. And, built that relationship over 7, 8 months. And then I was able to go out there. But, I think the roadmaps can be different for everybody and depends on what you want. I know people that want to be at the highest level. Myself, I have aspirations to coach Power Five, NFL. I want to be the very best, uh, or at least try my best to be that. But I've talked to plenty of people that don't have that aspiration of coaching in college or being a head coach or being a coordinator. They're very good at what they do and they want to be good at what they do. And I have nothing but respect for that. So everyone's map's going to be a little bit different. I just think if you dedicate yourself to what you do and you take it serious and you treat your kids with respect and understand that they're people too, that they have lives and they have personal things going on, and that sometimes it's okay to get after them, and then sometimes it's okay to just pull them to the side, tell them you love them, and send them back in. So,
Yeah. And that's from my playing experience, especially. So for my background, I was obviously a college player at Gettysburg, but also in my first year out, I helped out with actually my seventh and eighth grade team where I went to middle school.
okay.
So I have a little bit of coaching experience, but not quite at like the high school or college level. And I definitely agree. Like the mix and the balance is really key, especially at high school and down those levels. But you mentioned the power of networking and just making relationships. So what do you think a young aspiring coach who might be trying to get to the college level should be doing now to better prepare themselves to get to where they want to be?
Yeah. So I know when I first started, um, I think the most powerful platform as a coach you can have right now is Twitter or X or whatever it's called now. But I was the guy that was following every coach. Now did everyone follow back? Absolutely not. But the guys who did follow back, I'd shoot them a simple, "Hey, Coach Smith, thank you for the follow back. Would love to pick your brain sometime. Best of luck in spring ball or best of luck this upcoming season, whatever." And some guys would get back and I'd have conversations. Some guys wouldn't, and that's okay. But just trying to like put your foot in doors, and whether or not that door stays open, whether or not that person remembers it, who knows? But all it takes is that one time that someone says, "Hey, I remember when Coach Cain reached out to me and wished me good luck this season." And he didn't just want a job or something like that. He didn't hit me up and just say, "Hey, coach, you got a job." He just appreciated that I followed him back, said good luck this year, and left it at that. And every time he hits me up, it's not about, "Hey, coach, is there a job? Is there a job?" It's, "Hey, coach, good job on the win last night."
Yeah.
So things like that I think go a long way. I think as much as you can try to put yourself out there, going to conventions, having resumes ready to go, have, a business card, have something that sets you apart from people, have a film ready to show people. So that way, if someone has a question, you can just pull it up, you can talk about it, and you can go, "Hey, this is what I do. This is how I coach," things like that. But I think going to the convention, going to the high school conventions, if that's the avenue you want to be on, like you got to put your face out there. You got to put in some work. People aren't going to reach out to you and just say, "Hey, you want a job?" Like you have to do part of the legwork and reach out to people and talk to them. Be sociable, and understand that no job is too small or not important or anything like that. And it's like I tell my guys all the time, with the world we're in with the transfer portal and things like that, you never want to burn a bridge because you never know what that person's going to be doing in 2-3 years.
Right.
That you show up at a convention and you're too good to talk to the Division 3 coach because you want to coach D1. Well, in 2 years, he might be the Division 1 coordinator that's looking to hire someone and remembers that.
Right.
So it's always important to just treat people with respect, talk to everybody. And even if nothing comes from it, you can at least meet new people and get new ideas and talk ball and help improve what you do.
Right.
So
yeah, a lot of good points there. And especially with, I mean, and that just comes down to respecting people in general. Like if you're a respectable person and don't just care about yourself when you're like reaching out to people, I think that's the thing you always have to come back to, right? Is just being like you're saying, sociable and actually caring about the people you interact with. So I 100% agree on that. And so we're wrapping up here and towards the end, Coach. So any last words that you wanted to share with the crowd here?
yeah, I mean, first of all, everyone that listens, if you're a coach, family of a coach, whatever, good luck this year. Hopefully all your guys get through injury free. I hope everyone competes for a championship and does all those good things. Just want to say appreciate you, Justin, for having me on. I think it's going to be a great thing for young coaches to be able to get some good things. And then, guys, if you want to follow me on Twitter, once again, I'm sorry, I do not always remember my Twitter off the top of my head, but my Twitter is at Coach_Cain, CAIN, and then OL. So, guys, give me a follow if you want to talk ball. If you just want to, if you just want to have a follow, reach out to me. I'm pretty responsive. We just had our first game last night, so we're kind of getting into the meat and potatoes of our grind and our season. So, but if I have a chance, I'll make sure to respond to you, give you a follow back, things like that. So, like I said, I appreciate you, Justin. I think this will be a huge platform for young coaches going forward.
Yes, sir. And thank you very much, Coach. Really appreciate you sharing about your experiences and your advice for all the other coaches out there watching. So thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely.